Hello everyone, I hope you all are healthy and safe at your home. I, Ms. Kunjan Daswani from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota, welcome you all to the e-learning classes of English Grammar, and today we are going to do the revision of chapter number 14, 17 and antonyms of your grammar book. Okay, so in your grammar book this chapter is given on page number 84. You can find this chapter, that is chapter number 14, punctuations, on page number 84, and we are going to do the revision of chapter number 14 first. So children, what is a punctuation? If I say a sentence, if I say a paragraph without any pause, without any break, will you able to understand it? No, you are not able to understand it. So to bring the clarity to the sentence, we use this punctuation, or I can say we use punctuation marks, okay, to show, to give a clear meaning of the sentence in the passage. So that is only what is a punctuation, or we are having so many punctuation marks which are already given in your book on page number 84 and 85. You can find it over there. So first type of punctuations, I am writing some of the punctuation marks over here. First is full stop. You all know this is a full stop, right? Second is a question mark. You all know this is a question mark. You have used it in a question. When you are asking question, you have used it, right? Moving to the third one, that is exclamation mark. This is what is an exclamation mark. Now moving to the next one, that is comma. This is a comma, right? Moving to the next one, that is what? An apostrophe. So for apostrophe we use this sign. All of you remember, right? Moving to the next one, that is quotation marks. So this is what is a quotation mark. Moving to the next one, that is every sentence begins with a what? A capital letter. You all know that about it. You have also learnt it in your junior classes, right? Moving to the next one, that is colon. This is a colon, right? And the last one, that is semicolon. Okay, so these are some of the punctuation marks, and we are going to see how they are used in a sentence. Okay, so there are, as you all know, that full stop is used to end the normal statement, right? And question mark is used to end the question. They are always used in a question. When we are ending the question, that time we use what? A question mark in the last, right? Exclamation marks are used to show what? Used to show the strong feelings. When there are words that are expressing strong feelings or emotions of something, that time what we use with that word is exclamation mark with the word or with the sentence that is expressing an emotion. Okay, now moving to the next one, that is comma. Now comma gives a pause to a sentence. When we are taking a small break in a sentence, that time we use what? A comma. Okay, to just separate the words with the other words, to separate words we use what? We use comma. Okay, now moving to the next one, that is apostrophe. Now apostrophe is used to show the possession of something, as we have seen in the earlier chapters, in the previous chapters also, right? And to show the contraction in words, like if I say I have to write I will, okay, so I have to contract. When we are using an apostrophe, we contract the words. What I will write is I apostrophe and then double L, okay, that will be used. So this is what is in use of apostrophe. Now moving to the next one, that is what? A quotation mark. When we are quoting a direct speech, a direct word spoken by the speaker, that time we use what? We use quotation marks. Okay, so they show the belonging or the relationship, or sorry, to enclose the exact words spoken by the person, or to enclose the title of, when we are writing the title of stories, poems, or I can say articles or essays, that time we have to quote the names of the titles or essays with the what? With the quotation mark. Okay. Now moving to the capital letter. As I have told you that capital letter, we always begin a sentence with what? With a capital letter. Okay, you all know that, you have studied in your junior classes also. Now moving to the colon. How colon is used in a sentence? So colon is used to introduce a list. When we are introducing the list, that time we will use what? We will use a colon in it. Okay, to give when we are quoting, when we are telling the definition of something. So we will write word, then colon, and then the definition will come, like that. When we are writing the meaning, that time also we use what? We use a colon in it. Okay. Now moving to the semicolon part. So semicolon is used to join the two independent sentences that are closely related to each other. Okay. So when we are talking about the same person in the two sentences, that time we will use what? We will use semicolon. Okay. So you can see some of the other uses also on page number 84 and 85. Okay. Now we are writing some of the sentences related to it, and we will see how they are used in a sentence. Okay. So I am writing an incorrect sentence. Okay. Tarun exclaimed, "Oh, my red pen is missing." Okay. So what we have to do is, we have to put the correct punctuation marks over here. Okay. So what we will do is, as I told you that the sentence will always begins with what? A capital letter. So we will make Tarun's T capital because it's the starting word. Okay, I made it capital as I told you, right? Tarun exclaimed. Now here you can see that the direct words of the speaker are shown, right? So what we will do is, we will add what? Quotation mark. We will use what? A quotation mark. As I told you that we will use quotation mark to state the direct words spoken by the speaker. Okay, so we will make this capital. Whenever you are writing something in the quotation mark, there also you will begin the sentence with a capital letter. Okay, so O is capital. Now this word is expressing what? A feeling, right? So we will what? Add an exclamation mark over here. As you have seen that we added an exclamation mark. Right? Now moving to the next one. My red pen is missing. Okay, so here the sentence ends. Okay, we will write full stop and then we will close the quotation mark. Okay, so this is what is the correct sentence. Okay, we have used what? We have used the capital. We will always begin with a capital letter when we are writing when we are beginning with the sentence. That time after that what I use? Quotation mark. After that I use exclamation mark, and I then ended with a full stop with the quotation marks closing. Okay. So these were some of the punctuation marks that we have used in the sentence. Okay. Now if I say that, "Can I have your pen?" asked Sam. Okay. So this is what, "Can I have your pen?" That's what that's also depicting what? The direct words spoken by the speaker. So what we will do is, we will just put "Can I have your pen" in the quotation marks, and that is what is what we are doing, we are asking a question over there. So what we will do, can I have your pen, and then we will end it with a question mark, and then we will close the quotation mark. Okay, and after that what will come? Asked Sam. As you all know that all the proper nouns are always written in the capital letter, right? So Sam is what? Sam is also it's a proper noun. So we will begin what? We will begin the Sam's word with what? A capital letter. Okay. Now let's see some more sentences. So gobble, to eat food, to fast. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to insert the colon over here. Let's see what would be the correct place. As I told you that colon is used to when we are introducing a list, or when we are telling the definition or the meaning of something. Here we are telling the meaning of which word? Gobble. So after this word what will come? Colon will come. Okay, so here we will put the colon. You can see here we are putting the colon. This was the colon, right? This is the sign of the colon that we will use in a sentence. Okay. Now moving to the next one, that is the PN asked, may I please go home. Okay, so this is the sentence given to us. Okay, so what we have to do is we need to insert the commas, quotation marks, colons or semicolons wherever this is necessary. Okay, the sentence is already beginning with what? A capital letter. Okay, moving ahead, we can see that here the direct words of the speaker are written. So what we will do is we will just add a comma over here, then we will begin with what? A semicolon. Okay, and after that you can see it's ending with, it's already having a question mark because that's a question being asked. Okay, so we are already having a question mark in the last, and then we will end the sentence with the quotation mark. Okay, so these are some of the uses of punctuations in the sentence. Please refer to the book exercise which has been given to you related to this chapter. Now we will revise chapter number 17. So now we will do the revision of chapter number 17, that is prepositions. So what are prepositions? You can find it on page number 96 of your grammar book. Okay, you can see it in your grammar book. So what is a preposition? It connects a noun or a pronoun with the other parts of a sentence. Okay, so preposition connects a noun, the words that connects a noun or a pronoun with the other part of the sentence, then that words are what? That words are prepositions. Okay, we will be studying two types of prepositions. What are they? Let's see. First is simple preposition. And the second one is complex preposition. Okay, so simple prepositions are what? Are one word preposition, like in, of, like these are one word prepositions, so they are categorized in what? In simple preposition. But moving to the second one, that is complex preposition. What is a complex preposition, beta? They are more than one word preposition. Like I say instead of, okay, up to, these are what? These are more than one word prepositions. They are combined together and then they are forming what? A preposition. That is why they are what? A complex preposition, because they are more than one word. Like if I give you example, right? In, of, with, These are some of the examples of simple prepositions. Now moving to complex preposition, which are what? Which are more than one word preposition. So let's see the examples. Out of, instead of, up to. So these are some of the examples of what? Complex prepositions, okay, because they are more than one word. Okay, let's see some examples of your book itself related to this chapter. That is simple, that is what? Prepositions, and we are going to see simple and complex preposition example. Okay, so I am writing a sentence. You need to identify the simple preposition in it. Okay, who is the girl standing behind Suzanne? Okay, over here you can see that which word is connecting the noun with the sentence. That is what? Behind. Okay, so behind is what? A preposition, and that too which preposition it is? Simple preposition, because it's a one word preposition, right? If I say that Aruna ordered a milkshake instead of an ice cream. Okay, here in this sentence, what is connecting the noun or a pronoun with the other part of a sentence? That is what? Instead of, right? And instead of is more than one word preposition. Now which is what? A complex preposition. So instead of is a complex preposition, right? So this is the example for simple preposition, because here behind is what? A one word preposition. Now don't get confused between an adverb and a preposition. Why? Because prepositions are what? They are always used before a noun or a pronoun, but adverbs adds to the meaning of the verb, right? As we have seen. To identify the preposition, you need to see if the sentence is having an object. Then that time the word would be what? A preposition. But the sentence is, if it is not having an object, then that sentence after the word, that time what will be, the word would be an adverb. Okay, just remember this thing. Now what is the word? There is some other topic also, that is some specific prepositions are closely connected with the verbs or adjectives that comes before them. Okay, so they have become a fixed expression. Now there are some of the prepositions that are always coming with what? A verb or adjective combined with it, and they have formed a fixed expression. They will come with that word only. Like if I say afraid of, so afraid of will be only come. Arrive at. So arrive is what? Arrive is a verb. Okay, but after that you can see what is there? At, which is a preposition. So that is combined, that is forming a fixed expression, right? So arrive at, afraid of. These are what? These are the words which are showing what? Which are showing some fixed expressions, and they are coming with a verb or an adjective. Okay, so they are what? They are also some of the, these are some specific prepositions that shows what? Fixed expressions. Okay, now let's see some more exercise, some more examples. That is, Rakesh reached office dash 10 o'clock. Okay, so here you can see I have given a blank. You need to fill that blank with the correct prepositions, and the options are before or behind. These are two options that you need to fill in this blank, which is the correct one you need to pick. You need to choose. Before means in Hindi we call it pehle, okay, and behind means piche. Okay, so behind is used with what? Some of like behind the door. Okay, but before will always come with time. So here behind 10 o'clock means Rakesh reached office 10 o'clock, मतलब behind 10 o'clock means पीछे. No, that would be wrong, right? So this one is wrong and this one is correct. So what we will put in this blank, that is before. Means Rakesh office 10 बजे से पहले पहुंच गया, right? So before is the correct preposition that we need to put in this blank. Okay, now moving to some more examples that are showing what a fixed expression. Okay, let's see. My younger brother is dash being alone. Okay, so this is the sentence, and if I give you options, give you two options, that is pleased with, or if I say afraid of, then what will come? So my younger brother is pleased with being alone? No, that would be wrong. It's afraid of being alone. What will come over here? Afraid of. Okay, so this would be the answer, and this word, that is afraid of, is showing what? A fixed expression. Okay, so these are some of the examples of prepositions. Okay, now we will do the revision of antonyms. Okay, we have given you a PDF and you have to do it. You have also done it in your notebooks also. Please open your notebooks for antonyms. Okay. So now we are going to see antonyms. What are antonyms, beta? They are what? They are opposite words. In Hindi you have studied Vilom Shakt, so that is only antonyms in English. Okay. So first is diligent. The opposite of diligent is what? Lazy. Okay. When you are very much keen, when you are very much conscious of attending for some duty or something, that word is what? Diligent. Okay. And the opposite of diligent is what? Lazy. Okay, second is brave. Brave, all of you know what is the meaning of brave. Okay, brave's opposite is coward, means darpok in Hindi. Okay, pardon. Pardon opposite is punish. Next is permanent. Permanent's opposite is, antonym is temporary. Moving to the fifth one, that is haste. So the haste opposite is what? Delay, when you are delaying something. Okay, haste means when you are very in a hurry. Okay, and delay means to give everything what? When you are delaying something. Sixth is strict, and the opposite of it is what? Lenient. Okay. Seventh is attract, opposite is repel. Okay. Deep, shallow, and ninth is confess, then deny. Okay, and the last one, that is what? Collect, which means disperse. Okay, so these are what? These are some of the antonyms. Collect means when you are collecting something, जब आप सब इकट्ठा करते हो, right? And when you are dispersing means when you are spreading everything, right? सब अलग अलग, सब separate हो जाता है, right? So that is what? Disperse. Confess, when you are confessing something, right? Okay, and deny means आप जब मना कर देते हो. Okay. Deep, which means जब बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ गहरी होती है, and shallow means is the opposite of deep. Okay. So attract, something is attracting, like the two magnets, the two opposite things attract. Okay. And repel means to get apart. Okay. So that is what is repel. Okay. So these are some of the antonyms. Please study them nicely. Please revise the chapters. That was chapter number 14, 17 and this antonyms. Please do the bookwork if you haven't done, and please refer to the PDF which has been sent to you, and please watch the previous videos also which were sent to you with the bookwork, right? So I hope you have understood it well. Stay fit, stay at your home. Thank you.